Hi guys, today I thought because there are no good sports on TV that I would talk about my favorite tools that I use for my videography and my photography. I use these things on an almost daily basis, and some of them you may not have even heard of before. Intrigued? No? Well, let's get into it. So now the first thing I will talk about I think is an extremely useful tool. In fact, much like myself, it is called a tool. This is the Everyday Carry from Condor Blue. It is a multi-tool. Now you don't have to get the one from Condor Blue. There are other multi-tools available. This one here is from Ulanzi. There's one from Small Rig as well that I have kicking around somewhere. And the ones from Small Rig and Ulanzi, pretty basic. There's a straight edge, there's some hex keys, there's a Phillips, there's a flathead, just some basic tools that you will need to fasten your camera onto tripods, things like that. But the multi-tool from Condor Blue is a little more fully featured. This one here I am often asked about in my videos. This is a color checker. It is for video, a video color checker. And the company, this was X-Rite, but I believe they have changed their name. I will link the company that they are now. I think they're Calbrite, something like that. Anyway, these aren't regular ink swatches here. These are very expensive to make. And so this thing is not dirt cheap. I think it's like $130 or something like that. But if you're serious about color grading, you probably will want to pick one of these things up. So not only does it have the color swatches here and the exposure tools, but it also has a focus chart, and right here, this is a white balance card. So this I use all the time. I always white balance, or if I'm manually focusing, check my manual focus. And then when I go to record, I will set this up here. I'll put it there next to my pretty face. And then this way, right over here, I'm looking in the monitor, it's going the opposite way. I will do a little mask around this right here. Make sure my blacks, whites, and middle gray are exposed properly. And then you can match up your colors as well. This actually matches up in Final Cut. You can do it with Color Finale Pro, and in DaVinci Resolve, it has it by default. You can just match these things up to the DaVinci, like they'll actually have this chart in there, and then you can just let the program do the work. Match the colors to the color here, and then you get perfect colors every time. So it's just very useful. You will find many ways to use a color checker, and always great to have this. Folds up really small. To me, yeah, it was $130 US, but I got this thing 4 years ago, and I use it definitely every week, almost every day. Now, if you're not going to get the color checker right away, you can get yourself one of these. It's one of these $10 gray cards, and do not hit me, for God's sake. And you can also, now you can do your manual focus right here with this little target. You can also white balance on this, and the white balance will come out very close, if not identical. I did an actual video where I compared doing white balance on this and white balance on this, and there was simply no difference in the white balancing whatsoever. So this one I will link below, and it does have a white side too. You could white balance off that, but I always white balance off this gray, and it folds up like this. And you can also, this middle gray, you can expose, say, your S-Log, as long as you know the exposure values for your different color profiles, you can expose off this gray card as well. So, and even if you have the color checker, this is also still good to have around because it folds up, small, light in your bag. I think they're like $8 right now USD on Amazon. So yeah, you should do your own white balancing, and this thing will definitely help you do that. Tape, and not just any tape. This is gaff tape. Professional gaffers use this tape, and for good reason. It's got that matte black finish on top, and you can just tear it with your fingers, and it doesn't leave a sticky residue. You want to do a lav under your shirt, you can just do that, and it's not going to leave all that glue, something like a duct tape would do, and ruin your microphones. And it's good for so many purposes. You want to tape your wires to your mic stands, or you want to hide wires. Like when I am recording stand-up comedy, I'm running long XLR cables all over the comedy club, and the wait staff, if they trip over the cords, it's not good. It's not a good day for me or the club, and probably the wait staff as well. So I always just tape down the cords under this tape, and then the wait staff, they just stomp on my cords, and no problem. I would rather have them step on my cord than trip over it, to be fair. Sony Tough Cards. Those of you who have watched this channel, you have heard me bleat on about the fact that I have destroyed a few cards. Lately, they've disintegrated on me because I'm swapping them in and out of cameras. I'm a camera channel. I'm doing a lot of camera stuff, so I have to use the SD cards in and out of cameras, in and out of computers, and sometimes I drop them because I'm a clumsy idiot. And I actually broke one off in a Nikon Z30, a Z30 as I'm supposed to say, and destroyed it. Camera was written off, which is, so I don't want that to happen again. So I'm getting these Sony Tough Cards from now on. They are a bit more expensive. If you don't need the high speed of the V90, then you can get the M instead of the G, and then that is still a very fast card. That's another thing. I really like how fast these cards unload onto the computer. When I'm trying to get a lot of data out there, it's nice to have the faster cards. But if you don't need, say, 4K 120, probably the M cards will do you fine. If you have like a ZV-E10, anything like that, the M cards will be fine. But if you're going to get those higher codecs, you're going to do things like all-I, you're going to do 4K 120, then, probably just get the G. This is what I do. I buy the Gs or the M, depending on the camera, and these things much tougher, not destroying any more cameras from now on. And here's something that can not only carry around your SD cards, but also is a high-speed card reader as well. So you can just put your SD cards in there, and over here on the end is the actual USB-C cord, so you can just put that in there to your old computer, your computational device, high-speed card reader, and card holder all in one. This is a clever little thing from PGY Tech, so I recommend it to people when I can. It's got a nice little rugged rubber case on it. It is just a very cool little thing they did that I think is quite useful. I went on a trip to Africa. Why can't I get this thing back in? See, I can't do two things at once. I can't talk and put this back. But see that? Once I concentrated, no problem. When it's not PGY Tech, that's just me being dumb. It's very easy to put back. But I was on a trip to West Africa, and I needed a high-speed card reader, and I needed to take some cards, and I took this thing, and it was fantastic. This is a Samsung T7 drive. This is a little SSD drive, and it is so fast. It helps me edit all of my footage. I transfer this. That way I don't have to fill up my computer. I just edit off these really fast drives, and then I store on, bigger drives that are slower, that have a lot more capacity. But when it comes to editing my actual videos, like I will edit this video off this drive, and doesn't slow me down, doesn't stutter, doesn't buffer. Love these drives from SanDisk. Been using them for quite a while. This one's the T7. Tabletop tripod / selfie stick. Here's a nice solid metal tripod. So if you need just a tabletop tripod, here you go. But it also extends up. Look at that. And it can definitely hold, it holds my full frame cameras and my lenses. Very nice and sturdy, and you can tilt it around all you want. I also take this out as a selfie stick when I'm out there doing my vlogs. This one here is from Ulanzi, the MT46, and one of the reasons that I love this one so much is it is a quick release. So it has that F38 Falcam quick release plate, and I cannot live without that quick release system. It is a whole system here, and here is they're releasing this brand new backpack clip. It's an update to their old clip, which did need some improvements, and they made it, and this thing is damn near perfect. It actually will fit a Peak Design plate now as well if you wanted to switch over from Peak Design, but this is such a great backpack clip. A review on this is coming, and then here's one for a camera strap as well. I'm trying to put it in my overhead rig, make sure it's facing the right direction. You see here, a Falcam F38, and this one here is just a little base plate you can put on anything, light stands or other tripods that aren't F38. Oh, speaking of tripods, of course, Ulanzi has the bigger one. This is the F38 travel tripod, my favorite tripod overall of all time, and it has that quick release. Love that, light, sturdy, but so it's a whole system, the quick release system. So there's first, tabletop tripod is one item, but the other item is the quick release system that I definitely get yourself a quick release system. Doesn't have to be the F38, but the F38 one is so good because the whole ecosystem is worked out. But if you're switching a lot of cameras, you're doing a lot of work, and like this rig up here, the ZV-E10 is up on a quick release plate, my FX30 on a quick release plate, everything is on quick release because I'm swapping stuff in and out all of the time. Love a quick release. Sounded weird when I said that. A variable ND sunglasses for your camera. So for video especially, you want to get that blurry background out in the bright sunshine. Definitely want an ND filter. I find the variable one is the easiest to use while I'm doing video. This one's from K&F. It's the Nano. It doesn't have that cross pattern. It has hard stops and a very high quality filter for its price. Really like this one. Just make sure you buy the filter size that matches your lens. Useful in photography as well when you want to get those longer exposure shots and make your waterfalls look like milk. Cleaning tools. Sony users will especially know my pain. There's a lot of dust that gets on those Sony sensors, so you always need at least this. This is one of those little blower things here, and this can get a nice bit of dust off your sensor. And if you can't get all of the dust off your sensor, then you want to clean your sensor with one of these kits here. I have both APS-C and full frame. These are they come with little swabs. You put a drop of liquid on it and then you clean your sensor. Very easy to do. If you haven't done it, lots of tutorials online. Maybe I should make a tutorial, but I often clean my sensors because, you know, I'm changing lenses so much that I do end up getting dust on them. And you talk about dust. This here is the blower baby from, who's this? Nitecore. This is from Nitecore. And I like this a lot. Why does this keep rolling? He wants to be in the shot. All right, you can stay in the shot. What do you think? There you go, Mr. Rocket Ship. You were in the shot. This is the blower baby from Nitecore, and I like this because I can clean off my products. Like when I'm doing the old product showcase, when I'm showing off the products to put it in my top-down rig so you can see it. When I'm showing off the products, then I like to clean the dust out of the crevices of things like the lenses and stuff, and it's quite powerful. Let's see. Look at that. Oh, and knock down the rocket ship with the blower baby. And it has little accessories here, little like this. You can use it without this thing, or this brush can get in to the little cracks, and it's great for keyboards as well. I just really find I use this thing a lot. Now, you can't just clean your cameras. Sometimes you need to clean your dirty old self. And I know this is weird to put in an accessory video for cameras, but I always take a lint roller with me because I don't know if you're like me and you have a cat who just loves you too much because you're a great guy. And then she puts her cat hair over everything. So sometimes I will go shooting something myself or the talent, then and they've got cat hair or just, you know, stray hairs from their own head on. Just, you got to get rid of that stuff. People wearing black, here you go. Take that lint off. Always have this in your car somewhere, maybe in your camera, but you can get smaller ones than this. I like this one. It's nice and smooth. And of course, a power bank comes in handy in many situations. I kind of like this one because it has the cords, the different connectors actually attached to it. Anker makes some good ones as well. These things are really great and can be very useful. Your camera battery is starting to run out, but the shoot is still going. A lot of the cameras can be powered by USB-C these days. I have often used these things when I'm out on shoots or just charging up my phone or doing whatever. Get a power bank. They're not very much money and they're extremely useful at times. So if you have your own suggestions of things that you find essential for your everyday camera shooting, please leave them down below and then we can all benefit from your experience. We can have a nice little chat about it. Anyway, I gotta go. Gotta clean off some camera gear. We'll talk to you again soon. Okay, bye-bye.